Alrighty, we have a very nice high-end TAC cassette deck here. And we're going to look and see if there's any overcurrent protection in the AC primary where the 120 volts goes in. Okay, so this unit does not have any overcurrent protection in it. As you can see, the power comes right from the cord. One side goes to the transformer and the other side goes up to the switch, and there is no fuse in here anywhere. So we're going to put one in, and we have a place to mount it down here. There's a hole. Make sure it fits in there without being close to anything. Nope, it's going to fit in there nicely. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut this little cap off of here. We're going to strip our wire here carefully so we don't break any strands. We'll twist our strands together. We're going to use some good quality keister solder. In our iron. Okay, I will bring the camera down close so you can see me soldering this a lot better. We'll clip a little off of here. We'll get our block here. We'll put our fuse block in here. Well, that's still a little tarnished in here, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this back a little bit further. I'm going to re-strip it. There's some cleaner copper right there. I'm going to clean my tip really good here. Tin my iron. There we go. We got a nice tin there. Again, we'll tin our iron just before we solder here. I'll go underneath here. Well, maybe it's not going to fit underneath, so I do it from the top. I'll slide my insulation up here. I'm going to have to touch that again because it's a little cold, so I'll just clean my tip. I'll try to heat it from the bottom now that the wire is pushed up. There we go. There we go. We got a nice clean solder joint. I'll just let that cool. I'll just slide my insulation up here. Push my insulation up a little bit here. See if it's long enough to get it up here this way. We're going to take a little off of this here. Clean our tip. Clean our iron. I'll solder from the top here because there's not much room to get underneath. Now I can get underneath with the wire pushed up. Try to get a little bit more on here. There we go. I'll let that cool a bit there. I don't like how the black one came out, so I'm going to take it off and do it again. Cut it back a little bit more here. This is a solder pump, so we'll pump our hole out. Okay, we'll restrip this wire again. End off here. It's a little long. Get it in here like that. Okay, now we're done with our soldering iron. We'll tin our iron and we'll turn it off. I'll let that cool a bit and I'll take a look and make sure we have nice solder joints on both sides here. Gotta cut this little nub off. Okay, so now we can mount our block down in the chassis here. I gotta find a washer to put under there. If I don't have one, I'm not gonna get upset. I'll just go without. I happened to find a nice washer to put under here so it looks nice and neat like factory work. So I'm going to stand it up a little bit here, get the washer underneath here. Well, if I lose it, you just grab another one, you don't get upset, you just grab another. it straight is a little tricky sometimes. Okay, so now we'll get our wire dress fixed back up here. We'll bring this over. Get it down into the spot where they put it from the factory. I'll put this one in here. And our line cord can stay curled right there, so I'll just bring this, make sure it's down in enough. Bring it down, and we'll wrap it around all our wires here. Now let's push this back down in so it's down in flat here. Okay, there's not any stress on anything here. Just going to make sure our wire's not getting poked into the soldering on this board here, so I'll pull the slack back up a little bit here. Pull it out away from the board so it's not resting on the solder joints. I don't like how that's sticking up a little too much, so I'm going to open this back up. Okay, now everything's down below the circuit board here, and our wires are down where we need them. So now we will put look at this, make sure it's a 1 amp. It's a 1 amp, so we'll stick it inside here. It can be a little tricky, but you don't get frustrated, you just keep trying. We got it to set where we want it. So I'll bring the camera down close so you can see. Okay, there's our fuse block. You can see the soldering on both sides. There it is zoomed in. Here's the make and model of the unit. See the warning? And to assure that this nut does not loosen, I'll put some Loctite on it. just on the screw heads here, on the threads. Go around the threads here, put it on the top, and get it all around the threads there. Okay, if you look at the fuse on the left, you'll see how thin that filament is inside. And if you look at your standard house fuse, you can see how much bigger that filament is. And if one of the rectifier diodes short out in the power supply, or the power capacitor shorts out and it overheats the power transformer, it can start drawing up to 20 amps to blow that house fuse. And the cord is only rated for like 5 amps, and it can melt and short out and start a fire and catch curtains on fire. So that is why it's a good idea to have overcurrent protection in all electronic equipment. UL and the Consumer Product Safety Commission should require them, but always consult with an authorized service center before doing. Alrighty, thanks for watching. That is how to do some soldering and put a line fuse in a stereo component that does not have overcurrent protection in it from the factory. But always consult with an authorized service center before doing. Peace. Thanks for watching.